think at this point we have an individual who was wanting to share some public comment with us. I think we'll move that to earlier in the agenda so we can reward his or her persistence, and we'll hear from you right now. I think that's about 5 minutes, and then we'll resume the regular agenda.
I'll try to be right at 5 minutes, but if I go 20 seconds past, I hope you'll forgive me. Welcome to Urbana-Champaign, your first day on the job, and I'm going to ask you to make the most important decision that any board in education could ever make. Let's hope we can avoid a scandal. Abraham Lincoln once said, "The philosophy of the schoolroom in one generation will be the philosophy of government in the next." Prophetic as it is pathetic, that the philosophy of Bill Ayers' schoolroom is the philosophy of our current administration. A socialist philosophy that is the antithesis to the Republic of America. A philosophy that Abraham Lincoln would fight a second civil war over. A socialist is a socialist, a seditionist is a seditionist, and a propagandist is a liar, often by omission. Sedition is the active and aggressive overt actions that work to undermine and overthrow a government, and is punishable by a military court. Sedition is fully defined in Bill Ayers' works at the University of Illinois. Bill Ayers recently reiterated his powerful position of influence by stating to his friend Hugo Chavez, "Education is the motor force of revolution." Bill Ayers' self-proclaimed job description was to disrupt, to incapacitate, and to attack from the inside. He's been very successful in this endeavor, aided by sympathetic, radical revolutionaries who took the same career path, the path of propagandist in education. Today we have the smoking gun, as Bill Ayers' radical message is now the political platform of his protege, Barack Obama, being used to dismantle the framework of our Constitution. His foundation, his goal, is identical to the mentor Bill Ayers, which is America is a racist, oppressive, and unjust country due to the past workings of its government, and we must change that government. Bill Ayers and his comrades have been molding the minds of our youth and the president for this march to socialism. Today we taste the bitter fruits of their labor. The documented evidence is vast within the recorded works of Bill Ayers. The document I presented to each of you, which is on the table right now, and I have more copies if anyone would like one, is factual and actionable. The basis for this speech. A mandatory read. Page 2 highlights his intentions. If this board does not call for an investigation, and the current socialist reformation that Bill Ayers has spent his entire life working towards is completed, your legacy will be as well documented as his. The destruction of this once great republic, poisoned from within by the infamous fifth column, with its taproot deep in education, enabled by each of you, individually, knowingly representing the University of Illinois. This board has the gravest responsibility to education, to this country, to the world, as America's freedoms and liberty may very well be buried on your watch due to this university's past actions and directly due to this board and this governor's inaction if this investigation is not pursued. You do realize education will be fully controlled by a socialist government. Indoctrination will no longer be the hidden agenda. It will become the defining purpose of education. As Hugo Chavez affirmed a few weeks ago by nationalizing the educational system in Venezuela for the stated purpose of indoctrination. That is a legacy I wish never to see in America, let alone homegrown in Illinois by my Illini. A horrible and disgusting thought. Yet that is the course we are on today. Total responsibility from beginning to end, the Alpha and the Omega, Ayers to Obama. Need I remind you, this is a research institution. One would never allow a pedophile to run a daycare, no matter their qualifications. It is beyond logic, criminal, that an anti-American political pedophile like Bill Ayers would ever have such great influence over our children, let alone the entire spectrum of education. Sheer insanity or proven tactics, depending on your goals. Certainly a point well worth researching. Thomas Jefferson stated, and I restate emphatically, whatever body is independent is also absolute. Thank God the state university is not independent. As a state institution, it is an instrument of the people. Therefore, given the vast quantity of evidence I have provided you, you cannot deny this investigation without warranting one of your own. You have the authority, in fact, outright responsibility to call for the appropriate academic investigation of Bill Ayers, as well as an investigation by the appropriate military authority. I'm sorry that the governor is not here right now. I hope you get this message to him. I look forward to receiving a prompt response concerning the board's plan of action, as well as from the governor. This is timely and warrants your immediate action. If you do the right thing here, it will save this university a tremendous black eye, simultaneously warranting an American Medal of Honor for each of you. And again, I do have copies of the information that I provided to the board, if you'd like a copy that justifies everything I just said.
At this point, we'll return to the regular